we got up next? BKFC happened.
Man,
Did they sneak up on you with a good pay-per-view?
dude, I, the pay per view was only $39.99. First of all, second of all, the main card,
Did
man,
they
and we gonna
sneak
get
up
it.
on you
We
with
gonna get into to the details of Bare Knuckle FC in the next one. But just to talk about the card itself, I felt like the card did what they needed to do, and I felt like it put Bare Knuckles on the map. And I like some of the stuff that they some of the rules that they have in Bare Knuckle too,
uh-huh.
because it's like one of those things where they stand in the middle and they like knuckle up. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
Hey, but
I
I was
like
laughing. I was laughing about that because uh Bare Knuckle BKFC doesn't hire referees.
hmm
The state does. So I would like it to have been a fly on the wall whenever
hmm
they were telling Dan Mergliotta and all those guys, like, okay, so I know you might either have something you're gonna say, but for BKFC, I need you to say knuckle up. And they're like, yo, you want me to say what? Did you see at the beginning? I think it was Dan Mergliotta when the dude said he was yelling like, "Are you ready?"
Yeah,
And he was
yeah, yeah,
sitting
yeah,
he leaned over. He's like, "Yo, you got to be kidding me!" But you can read it
yeah,
on his lips. I said,
yeah.
"Bruh, what is happening?"
Yo, he was over exaggerating that.
But no. But back to the topic at hand. Listen to me when I ask you this. Like BKFC in one pay-per-view event, right? Got
Yeah.
me invested in so many people.
Yes. Yes.
They got me
Yes.
invested in so many people. Like I have not seen this in the UFC in so long.
Yes.
Like I'm like, no, you need to
Yes.
check out. You know, Lorenzo Hunt. Now you got Taylor Starling. I'm like, I'm looking at. I know names
Yes.
coming
You're
out of this
exactly right
from
about
people
that.
I had never
You
seen before.
you are exactly. And then the biggest thing about bare knuckle is it's like you get a clean slate.
Yeah,
It's like individuals come in with a clean slate. It's like if you didn't have that much success in the UFC MMA route, bare knuckle is something. It's
it's
stand up game alone.
yeah.
It's boxing, but it's not boxing. You know what I'm saying? And it's one of those things where it's like if I see you outside in the street,
We gonna
it's going
knuckle up.
we gonna knuckle
We
up.
gonna knuckle up. So listen. So basically, we got to get into the results too. And you got the main event, right? But then you
So
got what stole
I
the
want to talk
show.
about I want to talk about two
Uh
things,
huh.
and before I get into the second one, which is the fight of the night, I want to talk about Van Zant versus Hart first, because I know we'll segue into the fight of the night, and we got 1 minute and 40 seconds left on the clock,
We might have just
but
start the clock over, but
we might have to. But Van Zant coming from the UFC, question to you: how do you feel like she did in her debut of Knuckle Up?
great. So here's the thing. Here's the thing. Van Zant went from, say, yeah, there was this time where they were trying to push that whole Paige and Sage thing, Paige Van Zant and Sage Northcutt. They were trying to push them, and there was some faltering there that happened. They really tried to, give a little bit, but what happened was at the end of that, it was a middle of the road UFC fighter that was like, I could take it or leave it. Oh, she's on the
Yeah,
card. I might watch, but other than that, I don't. That I can take it or leave it. Now she moved over to bare knuckle boxing into BKFC, and it was nothing but her. It was the Paige Van Zant show. She said she's made like 10 times as much as she made with it. But even in the fight, so let's just talk about the fight a little bit. In the
yeah,
fight, she showed up and she didn't show up for 4 rounds. I had her losing the first 4 rounds. Britton Hart was doing great. And she fought Britton Hart, who fought Beck Rollins for 5 rounds. And then she knocked out, I think, another girl. So she had experience in bare knuckle. But then Paige
yeah.
Van Zant in the 5th round gave us something to look forward to going forward. So now,
Yeah.
everybody like a comeback story. Now I didn't need that part whenever she lost. With the
Man,
loser.
I'm glad you brought that
I
up,
didn't
man.
need that part when she walked up to her. She said, "Hey,
Be
humble."
what she say?
Did she say stay humble or
Oh
be
my
humble?
goodness.
What she said?
She said, "Be humble,
I said,
man.
"Boy, that
Be
girl,
humble."
that girl,
Really?
I know you with my ass, but I need you to be humble right now.
It really?
Bruh, I ain't never spit nobody's face, but I'm just saying. Listen, what I'm telling you though is, it went great. We're talking about Paige Vansant right now. I can guarantee you that on bare knuckle, on the BKFC, on their biggest card, if you translate that over to the UFC, take Conor out of the situation. Maybe make it John Jones. If John Jones was on a card and it's the UFC's biggest card, not Conor McGregor, we're not talking about Paige Vansant. Not on the card.